Good afternoon, everyone. So in this video, we are going to talk about the cyber model. So basically, the cyber model has 7 different stages, starting from reconnaissance to actions and objectives. So in this video, we are going to talk about reconnaissance to be specific and the tools related to that. So we'll be going through offensive as well as defensive tools related to this specific step. So before that, just disclaimer. This channel is strictly educational for the learning about the cybersecurity concepts, and please don't use the tools without the permissions, as hacking without permission is illegal. So let's jump into the video. So coming to reconnaissance, so why we do this? So basically, the goal of the reconnaissance is to find the weakness of the system that you're going to see, that you're going to penetrate into. So the reconnaissance step mainly focuses on establishing not only like who has the access to the system, but also it tries to map the target infrastructure. So it gets the information about what software or devices that they are using, and so this is how they try to analyze the infrastructure that they're trying to penetrate into. And there are two different types. The first thing is passive and active. So coming to the passive in the reconnaissance, it's mainly about the researching stuff. But if you talk about the active, it gathers the unauthorized access to any target digital resources. So if you talk about more about active and passive, coming to the passive, we have some tools like Google. So Google is a search engine where you can gather the information about the systems or infrastructure that you're trying to penetrate into. For example, if you talk about let's go to the Google and let's see who is. So in this search engine, you can gather the information of the domain that you're trying to get the information. So if I talk about Facebook, you can get the information related to that Facebook, like the expires of the certificates or the name servers related to that particular website and so on. So this is one of the method through which you can gather the information, and you can also search for the companies, right? You can gather more information about the company that you want to test, or you want to do some pen testing on certain companies. So that is how the passive research will take place. And you can also, there is one of the site as well which is called Shodan.io. So this is a search engine for security, and it's the world's first search engine for internet connected devices. So you can see this is the Shodan site, and you can search the devices which has, for example, if you want to search a device which has SSH or something, so let us say SSH, and let's search. So you can get the IPs related to that particular port which is open, and you can test on that. And these are some of the passive tools that you can use. Coming to the active, we have like Nmap scanning, which is a basic tool when you try to reconnaissance in the field of cybersecurity. So let's go to okay, so we have Nmap here, and you can go to reference guide and you can check. So there are different port scanning. You can find there are different parameters here, and you can use these parameters to get the information of the system that you're trying to test. So even you can get like the port range that you want to find. For example, I'm just searching for, let us say, port 23, so I can just use port 23 and I can get information related to that. And this is some of the other commands that you can use in the Nmap. So basically we say it as active scan because they make noise whenever you try to scan certain the website or certain servers. So it creates noise. That is the reason we call it as active scanning. Whereas when you just search in the Google, it doesn't create any noise, which is the reason we say it as passive. And other than Nmap, we have various other tools related to that. For example, if you talk about Nessus, and even Nessus is one of the wonderful tools which you can use to get information. But the only thing is, like, we can get there is plenty of noise which will be creating on other sides. So this is active and passive if you talk about Reconnaissance. And if you want to talk about defensive approach, for this you can protect from such things by just limiting your profile in social medias and using some firewalls in your systems, IPS and IDS, which is nothing but intrusion detection systems and prevention systems. So these are some of the techniques which you can use in order to prevent from reconnaissance stage. So we have to protect ourselves from reconnaissance because that is the first stage. So as you can see, the reconnaissance is the first stage. So if the attacker try to bypass this, then the next stage comes the weaponization, so which we'll be talking in the next video. So I hope you guys have understood the concept of reconnaissance, the stage 1. So if you have understood the video, please click like below, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys.